free Golden Eagles for War Thunder. Download the app by clicking the link below. Use the code on screen to get 10 Golden Eagles right now. Good day people, this is PJ here, also known as Pandramodo. Well, as you can see, I'm not really good at this commentary business. Maybe that's why I don't do commentary videos. But I did say I was going to do a Q&A to celebrate this huge milestone of 20,000 subscribers. Really guys, thank you so much. So I guess we shall begin. So as soon as you heard my voice, you've probably noticed my extremely broken English. So your first question will be, where are you from? Well, I'm from a country that has been suffering for decades, ruled by a reckless dictator who has brought nothing but sadness, hunger, and tragedy. And that country is this one. Yeah, that's right, I'm Venezuelan, so my main language is Spanish. However, as of where I live, I moved to Peru a couple of years ago. If I still was in Venezuela, I wouldn't be here today. Like, seriously, there's no internet there whatsoever. So the next question goes like this. Congrats dude, you are very talented with your videos. I thank you and anyone who helps you make them. Can't wait for more. P.S. You demolished Gaijin's trailer by the way. My question is, when is Japanese at top tier coming? Well, aren't you a sweet person? Thank you very much. Regarding your question about Japanese at top tier video, I don't think I'm going to make it anytime soon because the whole joke of top tier videos is something like a meta going on with a certain nation. For example, the Russians have the bullshit HC shell, the Americans have the helicopter span, and so on and so forth. But as for the Japanese, they don't really have any kind of meta or bias going on. They're just there. And no, the T2 alone is not enough to make a video of its own. So the next question goes like this. When are you completing your commercial airliner training? Well, for those who don't know, I'm also a pilot. I've recently completed my commercial pilot training and I now have my commercial pilot license. Next question is, what's up? Well, the sky and a plane or two. Next question is, are you going to continue making War Thunder content? Well, of course, I'll keep doing War Thunder content for as long as I can. Don't worry about it. Next questions are, how long does it take to make my videos? My last video, which is the 1.87 trailer one, it took about 3 days of editing. I spent the whole day of the dev server doing the scenes with other people and other content creators, and then 2 days of editing and sound editing and rendering. Next question is, how do you get ideas for certain cinematic and shot angles? Well, you see, when I do a video, there's lots of planning beforehand, and most of it in my head. So I just get the ideas from movies and some angles I invent myself that I think it would look cool in game and stuff like that. Nothing special really. Next question is, why are you so hot? Well, I live in South America, of course it's very hot here. Next question is, what program I use to edit my videos? I use Vegas 14. Sometimes I would use Adobe After Effects, but I try to avoid it at all costs because I don't really like Adobe video editing programs. And as for the sound effects, I use Adobe Audition. Next question goes as follows. What kind of shows are you into? Is it anime, drama, sci-fi, etc.? And what would you recommend? Well, you see, I'm not much of a TV person, but I do watch anime and online. And as for a TV show, I guess I still watch The Walking Dead, even though that's not really a thing these days. And what I do like a lot is air crash investigation, which is a very cool way of learning what not to do in a plane, you know, because I'm going to fly a plane soon enough. Next question goes, Tita is gay?
Why am I gay?
Yeah, he's talking about you.
Because I'm your waifu?
Ah, that makes sense. Thank you, Tita. Next question goes, could you do a Strikers 1945 2 intro remake in for War Thunder? Well, I don't really know what Strikers 1945 is, and I don't think I'll do it anytime soon. Next question is, Do you want the British Empire to return? If so, why? Well, if it solves the crisis in Venezuela, go for it, my dude. I don't really care. Next question is, do you have a Discord server? Well, yes, I do. I'll leave a link in the description. Next question is, what is your favorite plane? Well, as you didn't specify whether it's a military, World War II or commercial plane, I'm more of a commercial plane guy. So my favorite plane will be the McDonnell Douglas MD-80. It's a classic and I love it. I really love that plane. That plane raised me since I was a little kid. Next question goes, how old are you? I'm 20. The next one is, why is my pee-pee hard? Well, you see, if you're not receiving any kind of sexual stimulation, you should really go see a doctor for that. Next one is, what is your work? Is it making videos? Cause you're damn good. Can you make a video showing all the biased vehicles for some of the nations? Well, I still don't have a job right now because I'm gathering hours to apply for an airline. And so yeah, it's not making videos. Making videos is just a hobby. And as for making a video showing all the biased vehicles, I don't think that's an idea I'll focus on right now. Next one is, how do you grind silver lions fast? Well, just get a premium vehicle, Lemel. Next question is, ankle reveal when, Habibi? Seductive Arab noises with AK-47 gunfire in the background. You see, this is a family-friendly channel, and I will not allow this kind of lewd behavior, so I have to like ban you right now, okay? Thanks. Next one goes, favorite tank of World War II? Well, you see, I don't really have a favorite tank of World War II, but I guess I'll go for the M1 Abrams. Next one goes as, you 100% AC7 yet? Well, if you mean I finished the game, I did, but I haven't finished the game in all difficulties with all the planes just yet. Next question is, how did the channel name come about? Well, this is a very interesting question, because when I was a little boy, I used to play Spore, and the first time I got Spore into my computer was Spore Creature Creator. So when I finished my creature, I was thinking about a name for it. So I pretty much like put a lot of syllables together, and then there you go. You have the name of Pandramodo. If you're wondering how it looks like, this is supposed to be a Pandramodo creature. So once I created that name, I liked it so much that I pretty much use it for everything now because it's so original. Like, no one uses it, and it's perfect. Next question goes, T or A? Well, this fine gentleman here is asking me if I like tomato or avocado. Of course, I'll go for the avocado. Next question is, will you let me pleasure you? Well, you see, I have this rule for myself that says that everyone on the internet is a guy unless they prove otherwise. So unless you're someone from the opposite sex, I'll have to decline your offer. Next question goes, what do you do for a living and is YouTube your full-time job? Well, yes and no, because YouTube is supposed to be a hobby, but making videos will be my only source of income right now. Note that my channel is not monetized because of YouTube retarded policies, so the only way of getting money out of this is through Patreon and buy me a coffee. So please support me on Patreon. Please leave a tip and buy me a coffee. Please give me your money. Please, I'm begging you. Please. So the next question goes, what are your thoughts of Gaijin adding more modern vehicles? Well, I do like it, actually. I like the fact that we're getting closer to the modern age, and you can't deny that those rank 7 tanks look sexy as shit. Next question is, since when do you play War Thunder? I don't really remember, actually. I think I started playing War Thunder on 2014, if I remember correctly, but I'm not really sure because there was a time when I started playing War Thunder and then I just stopped for a very long time. Do you play any other games than War Thunder? Yeah, I do. I play games such as the Ace Combat series, the Spore, the Earth Defense Force, Deep Rock Galactic, Elite Dangerous, and so on. There's so many games I can't really remember all of them. How or when did you learn to make such good looking videos? Do you take some sort of class or do you learn on your own? I learn on my own. I have a pretty wild imagination, so like thinking of cinematics ideas or camera angles or epic shots and stuff like that, it's not really hard for me. I just think about that pretty much all the time. It pretty much depends on how creative a person can be. The next questions are about what vehicles I enjoy the most in War Thunder. To be honest, the vehicle I enjoy the most in this game is the A6M series, or the Zero. I love that plane. It is very capable in the right hands, and I earn tons of money by playing it. Unless, of course, I die once, which pretty much means my economy is dead.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Are you planning on making any sort of naval content? The bot gameplay is pretty garbage, but it sure looks great, so plenty of potential to make something cool out of it. My problem with naval battles is that in the replays, there's a lot of issues. One of them being the sound of when you advance. It can still be heard when you hit the W and S keys on the replays, so that's something very limiting and pretty much makes recording pretty hard. It will mean I have to replace every sound effect in a recording, and that will be unnecessarily hard. Are you a whip? Whatever makes you think that. When did you lose your V card, BB? I'm pretty sure it was way sooner than you did. Vulcan or B52? B2. Next question is, what PC specs do you have? I have an i7 4790K, a GTX 970 with water cooling, 16GB of RAM, and mini ATX motherboard. Do you find an F9F to be functional at 9.0? No, not at all. That's why it's not 9.0 anymore. Next question is, what religion, if any, do you practice? I don't consider myself a religious person, so I'll go with none, I guess. Who is your waifu? Well, I don't really have a waifu, so I drew myself one. Next one is, what's your opinion on Brexit? It's something I don't really pay attention to, so whatever, I guess. The next question is, how's your life doing? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What is your definition of life? I do like my life, yeah, like enough to keep living, I guess. As for my definition of life, I guess you could say it's just a terminal disease that can be only cured by death. I think the game is exaggerated, unbalanced at 6.7, and extremely bad map design. But what do you think? There's a lot of maps that I don't like. I'll have to agree with you on that. And 6.7, there's no such thing as 6.7 battles, because 6.7s always get up tier to 7.7. How do you do your cinematics? I imagine the replay system will be annoying to work with. Well, sort of, but I managed to work my way around it. It's hard for sure, but I can handle it. Next one is, how many people are in a video? It really depends on how complex the video is. It can go from one guy apart from me to 10 or 12 people. It just depends on the video. How are you doing? Good, thanks. Next one is, do you have other Brazilian subs? I assume so. I'm 99% sure that you're not the only Brazilian guy who watches my videos. I'm poor. What are the non-financial ways to help you? Well, my dear friend, all you gotta do is smash that motherfucking like button and share it with all your friends. Literally just share it everywhere. Spam it everywhere. Just say my name everywhere. Yes. Next question is, will you make a Battlefield 3 or 4 sound pack for War Thunder? I don't know how to make sound packs. What is your tank playstyle? Aggressive, passive, or ambush? And which is your favorite BR or rank? I guess I adapt to how my team plays. If my team just pushes immediately, I'll push with them. If my team just goes passively, I go passive as well. It's just, I have to go with my team, otherwise if I go alone, I'll just die miserably. As for the BR, I don't have a favorite BR, they all just suffering. Next one is, do you subscribe to DPA? No idea who that is. What's your underwear color? It's white. When do you think Austria is coming for War Thunder? Probably never. What about modern jets like the F-14, SAP 350, Draken, and the A-10 Warthog? Yeah, I assume those planes will be very close very soon. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. How much do you enjoy making art? And what does art mean to you? P.S. I think your art is amazing. Well, thank you very much. I do enjoy making art, and I don't know, art is just another hobby, but I really like drawing nevertheless. FW190 or BF109. I don't know, they're both a pain in the ass to deal with in War Thunder. Will you be interested in playing World War 3 and making vids on it? If someone buys it for me, sure, I guess. Maybe. No, maybe not. At last but not least, we have the question of when is Gaijin hiring you? Well, back when I did the 1.85 trailer video, I actually have been reached by Gaijin. So they asked me if they could use the video for advertisement purposes. And when I proposed an offer, they declined it. Nevertheless, I am very happy that Gaijin actually reached out to me to use my videos, because that means that my effort is actually paying off. If you made it until the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Again, I'm not good at this commentary stuff, that's why I avoid using my voice at all costs. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.